gonna go live on the TikTok and the Instagram real quick, and then we'll get started. Armando Vargas? No, not Armando Quintero. That's the Guardian.
I've been
I'm over here. You could also join from your thing. What's up, Armando?
hey, I've been looking at the secret syntax videos. It's really good. Like
Oh yeah, you're on the recording.
First,
Yeah, you're on the
yeah,
cam. Yeah.
the first video is comparing the other book to what he knows, and it's like that's a big difference. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, keep at it. How long have you been around in IMC Nation?
Um, Inside, I would say maybe about 2 weeks or a little bit. Yeah, a little 2
Bro,
weeks.
I'm still in it. Like I'm still a student, and I've been here 9 or 10 years. Like so many lectures. I've probably listened to thousands of lectures. I have notes on notes on notes. I stopped taking notes so much because it's just like so much. Like, you know, like if you type and it takes pages. I probably have about 800 pages of typed notes from so many lectures, and I'm only typing the things down that I like. I'm not typing that like I'm not trying to transcribe what he's saying. Like it's just so it accumulates because as you learn, that same piece of information doesn't impress you the same way. It impressed you the first time you heard it, the second time, third time, like. So to keep typing more notes means that I keep getting impressed more and more, and it's just like it builds on itself. Like it's a really deep philosophy, really extensive, vast, broad, deep, big, enormous, and that's really cool, man. And you jumped in at a high level because taking syntax is no joke. I mean, that's like high level communication skills, the actual like physics of communication, and you know. It's that's powerful, man. It's powerful. And you're coming for residency, I think, right?
That's right. Yes.
Oh man. On what day? The 2nd?
On the 1st of April.
1st of April, he'll be here. Right on. Maybe that's a joke.
Yeah. I literally poured in everything I poured in everything basically.
Everything?
Because I see the value. I poured in everything I have. Not everything I have, but I poured in most of everything I have just to do it.
What is the word he's saying? Ported?
Recorded
everything I have?
Poured. Like I
poured. You poured everything you have. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. There's deeper levels. I'm gonna get you to pour even more. You just started. Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I met AZD 9 years ago. I was living in Florida, and I remember that first, $3,500 training that I flew across the country for, $800 plane ticket, $400 hotel, and I was like, man, there's everything I got. Nah, there's more. There's more. But, the more you give, the more you'll get because you'll be receptive to it. You won't be disappointed, man, because this is world class, world champ. Like it'll make you as good as you want it to make you. And the more you have to sacrifice to be here, the more you want it to make you better. And so the more it will make you better because it's no joke. The numbskull, the hobo, the bum could also come here and he wouldn't get shit out of it. And he would he would just brush it off like it wasn't that big a deal. But bring the world's biggest dating expert here and he'll get something out of it. And there's nobody that could even teach that guy because he's already the best. That's how good it is here. Man, people are joining. That's great. Okay, so let's get some of the audience here. Who wants to go first? Oh, man, you're going to have to fight each other for it. Now, this is Josh Guy. Josh Dream. How do you say your last name? Yo. What nationality is that?
That's Ghana.
Ghana. So were you on AZD's stream this morning, his Instagram? He was streaming, Sultan was streaming, and he was talking to this guy in Russia who was from Ghana.
Yes.
And there's not too many black Russians. You know what I mean? So he really stood out. And confident guy anyway. So Ghana, it's the second time I'm here, Ghana today. So guys, pay attention tonight. If Ghana comes up as a third time, because that's not a common thing to come up in your daily conversation. So this is now the second. So look for that third. That's a sign that we're making shit up because that's it. Probably doesn't matter at all. But if we hear it 3 times, then we can claim magic. Um. Okay, so Ghana. So how long you known about AZD?
For some time now, maybe 10 years ago.
10 years he's known about AZD, about as long as me.
Yeah.
So you're from Ohio. You're in the tech industry, but you're also a fighter.
Yes.
What kind of fighting have you trained in?
I started training in Muay Thai about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We had this gathering where one of the lectures where everybody was sharing the experiences about how martial arts has influenced their lives and what they've learned from it. So that inspired me to also give it a shot.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're a grown man. How old are you now?
I am 26.
Okay, so not that grown. So at 24, you were like, I'm gonna start fighting. And then now at 26, you're like, I'm gonna take my first fight.
Yeah.
Hey, but you're in the tech industry, you're from Ghana. Is your family mostly in Ghana or in Ohio?
Mostly here.
Mostly here.
Yeah.
Right on. And cool. So then you circle back around, you made the decision to come out here from Ohio and you're doing 2 weeks?
1 week.
1 week of residency, 7 days. And tonight you just arrived late last night, I think.
Yep.
So tonight will be our first night out. So that'll be fun. What are any expectations or goals or you've probably seen tons of testimonies of guys that have come and gone over the last few years.
Yeah.
Not just like they've left IMC, but like they've come to do residency and then they're talking about, wow, it's so great here. Like and this is your first time we're meeting you.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are your thoughts coming into this?
Like AZD says, empty your cup, right? So right now I'm just an open book waiting to see what happens. And yeah, just
You had some hopes though, or some expectations. Like, I guess it's just gonna be mind blown, expand your social dynamics, like same experience that everybody else has, really, when they come here. And how's that going? How's game going for you back home? You got a girl?
No, I don't.
You talking to any girls?
Here and there.
Where does a guy like you meet any girls?
Yeah, right now I'm mostly trying online dating.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there's that. That's there.
Yeah.
So make sure you get lots of photos while you're here. You don't have to post them all, but get tons of photos. Lots of different scenes. You're in fucking Vegas, dude. There's like tonight alone, there's gonna be at least 3 or 4 different backgrounds that you can take a photo. And then by the time you go home, you have like 20 photos. So then you pick, and that's just in the venues. Who knows what other photos? You could go to base 7 during the day, base 4, base whatever, and meet those guys, take a photo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like get that going. So when you go home, you have a bunch of exciting photos because everybody in Ohio, 95% of the guys on the dating apps are going to have Ohio photos.
Right.
They're not going to have Las Vegas photos with the tribe photos, a bunch of other dudes that are dressed dapper photos. Like that'll immediately get you a bunch of matches.
Man, that was better.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. And then let's see what else. So outside of this visit, because this is a thing, this is a real thing. It's going to be a thing for Armando. It's going to be a thing for Owl. It was a thing for Gio at some point. Giovanni, that guy lives at base 2. He was once just from some town in Arkansas. And it was true for me. It was true for Zothis. Have you ever met another IMC man before coming here last night?
No.
That's a thing. That's an actual thing that happens because it's like all of a sudden, what was that like? Well, before I put words in your head about it, describe it. Was that a thing at all? Like the first time you met someone else that was in IMC Nation, which happened last night?
Yeah, it felt like family. Like I already knew these guys. Like it's just like a family reunion or some shit.
Isn't that a trip?
Yeah.
10 years you've been following, watching, and this first time in person, and it already feels like you're at home, already know everybody, family.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
Like these are all the guys I've been seeing. It's like somehow it's almost like meeting celebrities. It's like
guys, remember this guy because in the next 7 days, I think this guy's gonna pop. His voice is gonna pop out of him. Remember what he sounds like right now. He's got a lot more confidence and strength than he's portraying in his voice right now. See how you just relaxed a little bit because you know you're holding yourself. Not everybody's used to being in front of a camera, talking in front of their brothers. These are IMC guys too. One day, Armando's going to be like, I remember when this guy, he's going to see you as like more of the senior guy. Owl sees you more as a senior guy. Zothis is over there. Zothis is right there. He's on screen right there, but he's right there because he's also here resident. You know what I mean? And then people on TikTok, you don't even know. Somehow we have 2 viewers, but 1,000 likes. So somebody's just been sitting there tapping the like 1,000 times.
Shout out to them.
Shout out. There it is. A few more likes right there. We're also streaming on YouTube. Guys, tonight there's a podcast with AZD. We don't know if the guy is going to be cool with us streaming live from his show. The last one did at the Green Room podcast, but we don't know if this one will. And then probably what I tried to do twice before was I got my staff member to start researching all these different podcasts in this space they call it, in the niche. Alpha, dating, masculinity, confidence, whatever, coaches out there that have podcasts or podcasters or whatever. I didn't go through with it. I developed a whole list, but AZD's time was really pressed, and it just didn't make sense at the time. Like, it wasn't worth it. But now that he did Green Room and he's about to do this next one, I'm gonna dig up that list. I'm gonna get my staff back on it, looking up current guys. I'm gonna send some emails and see if I can get like a little circuit going here. Now that we're also in Vegas, that also changes things than when we're in San Jose. Because if we're in San Jose, where are we gonna do the podcast? Over Zoom? I mean, we can. It's just the quality. It's not the same. Like when he's in the Green Room, man, that's different, dude. There's just like doing these auditions with all these models. You guys will see a couple auditions I'll do while you're here. You'll also meet some girls on the weekend that didn't do an audition. They did a Zoom audition. It's a very different audition with a girl on Zoom than in person. Same thing for a podcast. So right on. So this is Josh's first time here meeting everybody. It's like family. He hasn't gone out with us yet. He just got here late last night. So maybe we'll tap in with you again, like in the next coming days. And I'll just tap in with these guys right now.
Sure, for sure. All right. Bye, guys.
Yeah. Well, I guess I would also ask, was it difficult to get here? Money-wise or time or?
You had to take off some time from work and also get a plane ticket, fly down here. So, yeah.
Not that difficult, doesn't sound.
As long as you can afford it.
Just a little planning, little affording it. You want to come over? Or yeah, Zothis. Zothis, which means hot sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. With all the letters, you spell the word hot sex. 400-pound behemoth here. Gonna be security, getting your fingerprints and getting a job here in Vegas, moving to Vegas. So he just came here to start his residency, but also this starts his move to Vegas because he's not going back. It was one way. He just drove here. And then, gets his fingerprints and everything to work security. And maybe even talk with Kingpin about starting an IMC security business. Because we also got Damari in that space. He's a security guard. And other people, paved the way for them. So, Zothis, this is not your first time being around IMC guys. And I don't know if it's first time residency. But again, all 3 of these guys just showed up last night. Except Angel's been here before. So we're just tapping in. And I got different questions for Angel. And this is going to give reality to you guys. It's mostly why I stream, so you get reality on it. Other times I might stream and like be lecturing you, but I know everybody's here for AZD. Oh, I didn't start recording. That's all right. It's streaming to the channels. Stoic Temple, shout out Stoic Temple. Guys, tonight, stay tuned. I don't know what channel I'm going to be streaming. If I can stream the podcast tonight, I'll be there with my 2 devices, double fisting, fucking Instagram and TikTok or YouTube, two of those. TikTok is great because it gets new discovery, but you can't post a video afterwards. So it's like trade-off. Okay, so Zothis, man, we're getting reality for you. So Zothis is a sorcerer into the black magic, the dark magic. He studied with Frank White, who put AZD in touch with the Z. When I met AZD 9 or 10 years ago, he was AD. Then Z came into the picture. Z is Zapar, the demon of mind control and seduction. Zapar sought out AZD through a sorcerer named Frank White. So AZD already had like a bunch of girlfriends. He was losing a bunch of girlfriends as he was coming up. But basically, when I met AZD, he had like 7 girlfriends, and one of them left. And then he was about to tell the world that he didn't tell the world he had 7 girlfriends. He had 1 girlfriend and a lot of other women. And so this is back in 2015. So when that one bitch left, he told the other girlfriends, he was like, I'm going to tell everybody tomorrow that you're my girlfriend. So if you want to leave, just leave now. None of them left. He told the world, I have 6 girlfriends. Then over the next 6 or 8 months, he would lose one, then he lost another, and he lost another. And it was just like mind blowing. And while he's trying to hold on to this other girl, Frank White comes into the picture and gives him a bunch of advice, connects him with his teacher Manu, who had been dead for 17 years. Somehow spoke to him in the same way that Manu spoke, but AZD couldn't believe like what that grammar. And then the advice from Frank White, who came through Zapar or whatever, helped him get his girl back. And he eventually lost that girl, whatever, but it changed him forever. I was one of those students that I'd only been studying him less than a year, and I was not a spiritual guy. Although I was raised Catholic, whatever, I'd gone through drugs and all this other stuff, and I didn't give a fuck about any of it. And, he lost a lot of students when he came out and was like, Demon, Blood Pack, I am Zapar. Like, you can imagine going from just a pickup and dating coach to I am now the human representation of the demon of seduction. Lost a bunch of students. I wasn't scared, so I kept going. And, it's been dope ever since then. So, Zothes is a student of Frank White, that guy who connected AD with Zapar. And, Zothes also came around to my silent flute program, which was a yoga class that I developed with AZD. And ever since then, like I've been in communication with you maybe 6-7 years now at this point.
Yeah.
And, and I remember like it's a whole world of sorcerers that most of them, I believe, are really getting into sorcery because they're trying to get women. And maybe a few aren't, but most are. And also most will not admit it. And most will not do anything game related to improve their game with women. They'll just keep doing sorcery to try to improve their game with women. So Zothes, aka Ramiro or whatever, but Zothes, was one of those guys that was flirting with the edge of that for some time. Came around to some AZD teachings, hasn't let go of the sorcery, still a sorcerer, does all kinds of crazy magic. But he's learning game. And now he's dedicating himself on another level. About a year ago, he moved into a base. He's moved to another base. So he's coming from base 6, Los Angeles. He's been living with other IMC guys. So remember, like Josh, first time he met an IMC guy. Imagine start living with the IMC guys. We got 35 guys living together. So they're beyond just meeting other IMC guys at this point. You're living with them day to day. And then, now he's made that commitment that, well, I already moved from New Jersey to fucking, right?
Yeah.
Or New
Staten
York.
Island, New York.
Staten Island. Staten Island?
Yeah.
Moved from Staten Island, which is like New York City, to California, helping out his family. His family moves to Houston. He moves into a base in Los Angeles, lives in his car, I think, for a little bit there, just to get by. But I lived out of my car for 3 years, shit. And had girlfriend, whatever. And then now he's moved to Vegas and is going to get a security job here as a 400-pound dude. As we go to strip clubs 5-6 nights a week. So we have a lot of connections now, even though we've been here for only 2 months. We already have residency at one club because of AZD's collaboration with Check the Star, blah, blah, blah. So it'll be really good for Zothes to know IMC. It'll be really good for for IMC to know Zothes wherever we go. I see all kinds of opportunities, but that's enough of me talking. So yeah, he's like, yeah. So tell the folks, tell them about your journey.
Yeah, man. I started with Frank White, and he recommended that I do some yoga. So I got connected with Yogi Chris, and then that whole ecosystem of just different, look at the camera. Yeah, different experts. It just plugs you in together, and eventually here with AZD. And what makes me a student of AZD is one, where he's a student of magic as well. And what I admire is that he kept his energy so clean.
That's true.
Working with these demonic entities, which
Yes.
is very, very difficult to do. And under Frank White, it's good as well. But I admire what AZD did also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm learning from him, because it's so easy to get dark. It's so easy to just like make your energy cave in, and his energy was always outward and expansive, and he didn't miss a beat. So it's
Yeah. He didn't get all awkward and introverted by going into spirituality and demonology and all that stuff.
yeah,
He pulled it into the real world, into the practical space, and was pulling information. I've been studying AZD for so long and so many lectures, like I was saying earlier. I mean, it's just so many. Man, so many that you guys aren't even aware of because they happen before your time or whatever. And it's always been innovative. He just keeps innovating. And it's like, where do you get this information from? And, there are sources, right? L. Ron Hubbard, all the evolutionary psychology books, pickup artists, all the Eastern philosophies and books. But it's something else, man. He's connecting dots for us that are invisible. And he's creating constellations in space that we wouldn't even recognize. And it's like, oh, and then we're extracting useful information from that. Man, it's a trip. So, yeah, Zotes recognizes that. Hell yeah.
yeah. And so it's IMC Nation. Like I said, it's an ecosystem of different masterminds.
Yeah.
You got Sorcerer, Yogi, all kinds of businessmen,
Man.
and so we pull in different areas of expertise, and
Bro,
we
this
get
guy was
them
just telling
together.
us last night how he didn't eat any food for like 41 days or 46 days. 40 days, no food at one point in his life. Like, what, don't you want to hear about that? Like, that's, man, everybody's, I'm sure, got a story like that. Dude's from Ghana. We're about to talk to Angel. Like, bro, Sultan's over there. Okay, so Armando, you were saying you poured everything into it. When Sultan committed to that level where he was like, he was going to become a made man, you know, everything fell through. Everything fell apart. The plan fell apart. He wasn't going to make it. A couple of choice words from yours truly, and he decided to sell everything. Sultan, did you sell everything? Anything that had value that he didn't absolutely need for work. So he didn't sell like his laptop, his fucking car to get around, a couple pairs of clothes. Sold everything, sold all his jewelry, everything he'd accumulated his whole life, got rid of everything so that he could afford that training with AZD. And that's why he gets to live with AZD now. That's pouring everything into it. But it's steps. It's steps. You just found AZD 2 weeks ago. Take your time, get convinced, because he didn't ever have to sell me to do that. He just had to keep teaching me. and I sold myself because it was like, oh man, it's just so good. There's Sultan right there. Everybody. All right. Okay.
I found
Hot sex. Yeah, go ahead. Armando Vargas.
I found him on YouTube like many months ago. I was listening to it and I was comparing to other coaches. And I was like, this is something different. Like this is, and that's then I was like, yeah, because I have like this thing where I find out a bunch of coaches, a bunch of things in the corner of the internet, like I have to vet it properly, and then it's like an infinity stone, like AZD,
It's the Mind Stone for sure.
And yeah, I pretty much I want to go because I've so much pain in my I'm not the only guy that's going through it, but it's a lot of pain in my life. And I feel
Pain
like
in your life.
I feel like I deserve better, like
Yeah.
like,
If you feel like you do, then you don't deserve it just because you feel like you do. But if you feel like you do, that's what's going to make you do what it takes to get yourself to a place where you do deserve it.
Right.
And so it becomes that, So that's great. If you got that ambition and you feel like you deserve better, than deep down in your soul level, you're like, man, I was not born to experience whatever I'm experiencing right now. I was born to experience something a lot greater. And I got to make this experience for myself because it's just not going to be handed to me. Man. Right on. Right on. So you're coming from Florida, right, Armando?
Yeah, South Florida.
South Florida. We got a bunch of guys there too. Whole
Yeah.
handful of guys. Some younger, some older. That's where BC and Johnny Ugent is. That's also where Sebastian is and Yeen, who is off the program right now, but I think he's still going to come back around because he just had some legal problems.
I don't know why I said 2 weeks, but it was actually like a month and a half, maybe, or a few months. So,
Yeah,
but
time
actually
flies.
being in the program, maybe like 2 months, maybe. Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Yeah, I mean
I
that's getting there. It's not the time in the program, it's how much you watch the lectures and how focused you are when you watch them.
right.
You know, there's people in the program that just pay to be in it, but they don't watch anything.
Put in the work like Kobe. Gotta put in the hours, you know.
Yeah,
It-
like
do
all
it.
the greats. Man,
You gotta
it's
apply it too, bro. Make sure you apply it.
Yeah.
You can watch all day, but you ain't applying it. That doesn't happen.
I don't know how people, yeah, man. Like, bro, that just sparked off all kinds of memories in me, Sultan. That was like tons of memories. Man, you guys don't know. Even Sultan doesn't know. He did because he didn't know me back then. Shit. Bro, none of you guys knew me when I was really Yogi Chris. They call me Yogi Chris now, but you didn't know me when I was like, I translated my yoga skill into a gambit that got me laid with women. And at the same time, I made my living off of teaching yoga, and I kept getting better and better at it the more I was teaching it. So I was like becoming somebody. And then most of y'all don't really know me from before COVID because that's when it. So anyway, but I learned that game from it. That was AZD's game. So like, you know how Cali Pat goes around and like approaches people? I did that too on campus, but my game, all my relationships and the girls that I actually ended up fucking always ended up coming through. I was teaching something of value. And even if it wasn't a student that came to my class, they knew that I was that guy that was the yoga teacher. I was the town's best yoga teacher. And those were the girls that I really got with. All the cold approach girls, like, no, that I wasn't good. I mean, if I was better, maybe that. But I'm just saying, like, my game was centered around giving survival value to the humanity and then harvesting the women that came to me for that. That makes sense. But that's what I learned from AZD because that's AZD game. So, but that was years ago when Armando's about to come here and do his first residency. That was years ago from Florida. I came for my first one-on-one. It's $3,500 for one night and one day with AZD. And yeah. What's up, Tino? Okay. Man. Zothes. So Zothes is here. And this is really interesting. So we're going to be calibrating game with this big guy walking through the casinos with us.
Right.
Ooh. Strip club. Oh, man, this can be exciting. Bro. Because it improves our game as we pull in a different kind of guy, different caliber guy. Like, we're at the heart of a movement that the conversations are so, like, we get to know you.
Yeah.
You know? And then it's like, you're a real guy that did like some real things with your life and you're like integrating yourself with us. And so we get stronger.
Yeah.
And then man, it's just so cool. This life, it's like a video game of life. We're like playing Risk. You know the game of Risk? Anybody who doesn't know Risk? Anybody doesn't know Risk? You don't know Risk? Oh man. You would like accumulate armies and take over other countries and roll the dice and like you would battle with each other by rolling dice. But it's like we're playing a game of Risk where it's like we're collecting our forces and we're taking over new territories and like, you know, we're being strategic about our movements. And it's like, this guy's an asset. That guy's an asset. This guy's an asset. We've made ourselves assets, dude. Real excited about all this stuff. It's just so fun. And so much of it is being talkative. And because we've learned so much from AZD, we receive so much language and mind frames and all this stuff. And it comes out in the dialogue. When you start engaging with the world, That's when like Sultan says you need to apply it. I was gonna say like it would have been tough for me to figure out how to apply it until I met AZD in person. Then I was able to apply something. I knew there was a more tangible vibe that I was applying. And then once you have women that you're interacting with, then the philosophy comes out as you talk to them. Yeah.
Too. Like, that's not the same as being with AZD, but I feel like watching them interact in those shows.
Were you at our last show? Oh, you mean like online watching them interact? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because it's almost infield, basically. Even though it's like uh it's not completely like reality because I mean these are hired models, it's in a controlled environment, but like the reactions are real, the game is real, like, you know, so yeah, like I mean the seductions that happen are real and you know, yeah, the whole social dynamics, you got to navigate different women have different opinions about things. They might be feminist, and the guys are there, and you know, the laughter is real, the tears are real, like so those are real reactions. And to the insider, to the outsider, it may just look like it's kind of interesting game. The girls are pretty, like I don't know what he's expecting. To the outsider, they're probably just like watching porn or whatever. They think it's going to be like something quick and easy. They don't understand how seduction works. They think it's like you like the girl and they're so out of touch with how seduction happens. And then to the insider, they're hearing all of the language patterns and all of the philosophy come out, where it's like, oh, that's how you apply it. Like, did I see what you're saying? Yeah. Oh, two a day. Yeah, get in the rhythm of watching two a day. If you're only on the morning class and you're not on the advanced class, then you should be watching 2 lectures a day if you want to get this stuff. One a day is not enough because to the advanced guys, that's what we do. We watch an advanced one and a beginner one every day. Unless lately, I mean, now the camps are changing, but at the time when I gave you that advice, it was an advanced lecture almost every day. So it's like two a days. You know, like when I was an athlete, we had two a days. That's what it takes to be the best in the country or in the world or whatever. And so, you know, some people are just studying the game because they just want to get laid. Some people are trying to be the best.
You know?
I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. I like how easy these structured beer friendly kind of pay attention. You know, he's not fucking around.
That was a whole transition. That happened at base one, the original base one. It used to not be like that. Yeah. And there would be like 70 or 80 people on the talk. I would have my camera off because I was weeding the yard. The yard in San Jose was dead. So I was planting seed, weeding, mowing. At some point, I had one of those phone holders for the lawnmower. So my camera could be on while I was mowing the lawn and it would be it all vibrating, but I would be like, you know, yeah, the phone would be overheating because I'm holding it in the sun while I'm weeding. I have to like put it in the shade under me. So you get like a crop shot. Yeah, totally.
It's all game, but that was
Yeah.
really
Talk about it, man. Let's come on real quick before because we're gonna all have to start getting ready for we're going to this podcast tonight. Thank you, Zothes. We're gonna tap in. I'm gonna try to tap in with you guys almost every day while you're here. Because to get you more engaged, you'll get more out of your residency doing that. And that's why I get paid the big dollars because I know how to make you guys better. I do. Cali Pack, I want you here. Residency, a week, brother. Okay. So Angel has the unique perspective that he came here for residency, then went back to normal society. And then now he's returned. So he knows a little bit about what the normie world is like from the first week of residency. He has a deeper perspective. And then now coming here for the second time, he knows more what to expect as he comes here. So it's not like like just hitting you, bombarding you at once. And I'll bet it's a deep breath of fresh air to be back at base one. I only know. I haven't asked him to downgrade like home life, but I remember what it was like. I remember going back to Florida and then coming back to San Jose and then coming back to Florida and like, man, I had the good life, but it's not the same. Tell us about it, Angel.
So I'm from San Diego, and
That's deep.
actually, after doing this, I did go back to normie life, but I had a couple events set up where I was out. So coming from going out 6 days a week, bro, it was my mindset was just a lot sharper than just being in the club. I could see how guys are just awkward. They're just out, just fucking around, like not talking to any girls, not getting any attention.
That's a
And
trip that you even say that because it sounds so counterintuitive when he says going out 6 nights a week made me sharper. Because I see how my immediate reaction to that is going out would make you slower, it would make you duller, it would make you because of drinking, because of tiredness or whatever. But when you said it, it's true. That's why we're so sharp with our language because of the way that we go out.
yeah, the holding court really brought out my voice, and that was the main reason that I came for residency because you get a lot from the online lectures. No discredit to those, but really being here and like he said, applying it is a different it's a different game. You know, one thing to get the information, another thing to integrate it into being out. You know, and being around the guys really just showed me, you know, how unsharp other crews and stuff are. You know, I was out with a couple guys not studying this, and I could see the level, but just me being able to kind of bring them up from seeing how AZD from the drives and everything, bro, the whole structure of going out that these guys have. It definitely you learn a lot, you know, that you're not gonna get online.
Like what?
Just how to interact with the guys, keeping your vibe up, keeping your team up, you
That's
know,
true. Yeah.
interacting with everybody. You know, someone looks like they're in their head, talking to them and asking them questions and getting feedback. It that's what I came to learn, man. Like, so if you're gonna invest in it, if it's your last, bro, make it fucking worth your last, bro. Make it so you're a better person when you leave and you could just do more.
Yeah, you know, learning to take what you're learning here and make more money with it. That's why. What did you say? Probably AZDs, right? Yeah, it's just broken TV, I guess. Apparently. Oh, fuck. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Learning to make money. That's what this game is, Tyler. Use this game to make money, whether you start a kickboxing academy or a fucking pickup school, or you sell some personal fitness training and learn how to sell it to women because you know game, or I don't know what. But if you can use what you're learning from AZD and you make more money with it, then that money goes back to learn more AZD, and then you make more money with it, then you go back to learn more, and then make more, learn more, make more, and pretty soon you become a Yogi Chris, where it's like you make money by learning AZD. Instead of make money to learn AZD, I'm making money learning AZD. Because at the end of the day, sales and seduction are not that different. The transition's about to happen. There's no more advanced training for sacred syntax. It's over. Sacred syntax is now $700. It doubled in price. And the gathering is this weekend. It's on early bird right now. $247 for online. That's the only game trainings. That'll have 2 hours of pickup coaching with Eros and his staff, and then 5 or 6 hours of lecture from AZD on game, plus about 3 hours of audio roundtable, like what Angel was talking about. The roundtable talks are very transformative when you hear them. And then in person comes with infield also. And there's gatherings once a month. This month is the cheapest it'll probably ever be again. For as long as it's this way. If we do one gathering a month, I'm going to make it $1,500 minimum for in person. Right now it's $700 for in person. And no more advanced trainings. There's business training. AZD will be teaching sales and business Saturdays and Sundays starting not next weekend, or wait, today's Monday. Not this weekend, but the one after this weekend. This weekend is gathering. I'm going to talk to him. Maybe he'll even start Sunday, business training. But he's going to be teaching sales and business mindset. It's not going to be, you're not going to go into a cheeseball classroom where he's like teaching you objection handles and NLP and how to answer the phone. It's not going to be like a Jordan Belfort sales. you're immediately, the guys who do that, you're immediately going to know that for him, sales is seduction and seduction is sales. And it's going to improve your game and your business right away. Because what AZD is best in the world at is integrating survival with game. Game is life, life is game. So you don't have to go and have a job that makes you worse at game, like most jobs do. You don't have to go and take a vacation to go pick up chicks because your job puts you nowhere around women. Game is life, life is game. That's how to get as good as AZD, and the success is what we're talking about. So, Cali Pack, I'm getting dates now, just like picking up girls with the mystery method. Is there anything I should be doing while on a date with a girl? I make sure that I am getting that I just have a mindset learned from AZD that the woman is always making me better for the next woman. It's never about that woman. So I just make sure I'm getting better for the next woman. As long as I'm doing that, then I think I'm doing it right. So I just make sure I get my agenda. Make sure you have your agenda. Now, your agenda is going to change based on your philosophy of game and life. So your agenda might be to get laid that night. That's not going to be the agenda of a celebrity because a celebrity has a big risk fucking a new girl that night. So it's just what level of game are you at? So that's AZD has the celebrity game. It doesn't mean he doesn't fuck the same night, but that's why he doesn't go and do street pickup because he's a celebrity. That would be weird if he was doing street pickup. Street pickup will forever keep you at a certain level that you'll never be a celebrity as a street pickup artist. Unless you become the first. Maybe you can make it. Make it, create the new species, evolve it. Maybe. That would be dope. If that's your calling, I support that for sure. Because you're a strong dude. If anybody could do it, you could do it. So, man, I wouldn't like me if I wasn't me. If I was Cali Pack, I wouldn't like it. I know it. It's just like, I'm just not like okay. I'm going to start getting ready. I think my girl's about to drop off dinner. Do you have anything else? Any inspirations? I can even leave it to you to talk while I just go grab it from him.
Yeah, I also think what he said is sales and networking, all that shit is seduction. It's even with the guys, I see how AZD talks. I mean, he's not seducing the guys, but he's talking to them in a way to where they feel better. And this is same with the girl. I mean, you're trying to make her feel good. It's all for them, it's all feeling. So same thing with sales. You know, no one's gonna buy shit from you if they don't like you.
That's
Or
pretty
if they
cool.
don't feel a certain way.
That was some of the realest stuff I've ever heard you say, Andrew. What you said, that like wherever that came from in you, in your nervous system, was a real authentic place that is hard to resist.
Yeah, and it's just being around the guys that are talking like this, you know, that they're open to just fucking no barrier to your communication. And I got that online, but solidifying it here with residents.
Oh,
That's the key, bro. That's the key.
that was well put.
And it took me a while to fucking, it's a chunk of money, you know, but what the fuck is money? You know, you'll get it back. It's just energy, you know? So like he said, what you put into it is what you're going to take with you. Hopefully, if you come and you don't just fuck around, you know, if you observe, you know, I'm very observant.
Yeah, we've made it so guys can't fuck around in residency. They used to at some point. We didn't push them at all. And then they graduated and we're like, man, we didn't teach that guy anything. We thought he was going to come to us like we came to AZD. You know, just an empty cup and asking questions and wanting to get better. But really, they were just little passive recipient, like little chickens, little chicks. Something, you know, people don't know how to be great students. It's I don't know why I know. I don't. I don't. But anyway, so we've made it so that you can't fuck around now.
Yeah.
So so you're gonna definitely, it's gonna be worth it. Armando Vargas is feeling better and better and better about his investment. I can tell, and he hadn't even started yet. He's gonna go back and, man, that's exciting.
Not a bad decision, Armando.
No, very good decision. You're gonna see this guy pop to a new level. He just came last night. We're gonna go out tonight. He's gonna listen tomorrow on 5 o'clock class. I'll bet AZD has some of these guys talk. Listen to how they talk different tomorrow. than they did today on stream. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna grab this dinner my girl's bringing. See you on the next one. Os, guys, look for the podcast stream tonight. And if it doesn't go live tonight, then whatever, I'm sure I'll share the recording. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. Instagram.